I was blessed with a lot of really wonderful people in my life. And, you know, we were talking in the back about the type of player and teammate we always wanted to be. And I wasn't necessarily always the best teammate. I was incredibly emotional. I was super intense. I probably took myself a little too seriously. But at the same time, I was surrounded by teammates and the ones in really great leadership roles that allowed me to be that and still made it okay to be a part of the team. And without that, I would not have developed, I would not have survived, I would have, you know, definitely wouldn't have improved at the level I did without that. It's like every time we were training on our own, everything I did was for the team, first and foremost. And so in our discussions, the team always came first. I was doing that fitness, I was working, you know, whether it was my shooting or my dribbling or my service, because I wanted to be the best player I could be to make our team the best team they could be.
Yep.
And I knew that Christine was killing herself wherever she was. I knew Tish was doing the same thing, Jules, Carla. And if I really cared about them, then I owed it to them to dedicate myself to that same degree. It's just about having a really good foundation and enjoying the process. You know, everything we do, there's laughter involved. We want to challenge you. We want you to get outside your comfort zone. But we really want these young players to understand how they can impact their own development and each other's development. You have the best players of every single team they've ever been on, and only 11 get to start.
Yep.
You know, I don't want those players to be comfortable sitting on the bench. I want them to always be looking for ways to get into the starting lineup. But at the same time, you know, it was our leadership's job to make them understand, regardless of who starts and who doesn't, we're all important to what we're trying to do. It's okay to be you. Mm-hmm. And you know, we love you for what you bring and what you do for our team. And so, you know, in the late 80s, it was a much different environment than it is now for girls. And he was constantly asking us to invest in ourselves. And that meant competing. And that if your teammate's not trying to make you better, mm-hmm. then, you know, I'm going to have a talk with them and I'm going to ask them, do you care? Do you care about each other? Because if in the end you care, you will show up and make each other better. And we would do team meetings before every game, or sometimes we do tactical meetings. And he would use the Socratic method. Okay. So he'd be like, Mia, will you come up and place the back four of when the goalkeeper wins the ball, I want you to put them in their correct shape. So you try not to overwhelm yourself with the moment. I was definitely someone that was pretty introspective and nervous before a game, but just trying to focus on just one simple thought. You know, it wasn't like score 5 goals, because I would think about one thing that I was trying to accomplish in the warm-up, whether that was balance or a good first touch, or just another one is playing the ball and moving, like accelerating off. So it wasn't super complicated, and I always felt that I could kind of control that moment more so than trying to think about, you know, all the other things. When you weren't doing well on the offensive side of the ball, like, how did you deal with that? And I said, I just worked my butt off defensively. I said, two things I could always count on was my effort and my attitude. Yep. And I go, you never know when you tackle a defender and then you play a ball in and it almost leads to a chance that all of a sudden all those negative thoughts are gone. Well, for whoever says, oh, you learn a lesson when you lost, I'm like,
no.
I don't know what it is. No matter how bad things get, like, and that if you're committed, you'll be okay. Like, to really kind of believe in who you are and what you bring to the table. And, there have been times, and both professionally and personally, that I was like, holy cow, can it get any worse? And
Is this one of those moments?
yes. But rather than focusing on that, just focusing on the people that are a part of your life,
Yep.
and who are invested in you, and the quality that's there. It's to figure out how people are motivated, and the best.
Everyone's different.
Yeah, everyone is different. Some people need the pat on the back. Some people need an incentive in some way. Other people, you can be a little more forceful. And I think taking the time to really investigate that will serve you well.